And we're live early this time on most platforms. Welcome. I'm Dr. Alexis. This is Alex.
Hi.
We're from Wit and Reason, and we're going to be live recording our DC radio show, Wit and Reason, with Alex and Dr. Alexis.
That's you.
Yeah. We start the recording at 7:30. And so this time around, we're actually starting live early. So we could get through all of the
it'd be cool not to have problems.
Initial technical stuff.
Technical things.
And so that way we don't go overtime later. And then I struggle to calculate the timing.
Because, timing. Because timing.
All right. Instagram's live now as well.
Yeah.
Hey, see if you can turn it horizontal. It doesn't for you, Instagram, so I am sorry, but we need to keep the video horizontal for YouTube. Hey, I think Lindsay. Hey, Duel. My name is Dr. Alexis Moreno. I'm the founder of Wit and Reason, and I have one of our clinical directors.
Hey.
Only clinical director, but one of our therapists here from Wit and Reason.
Yeah, that's true.
Who also happens to be my husband.
Yeah, that's also a thing, too. I have a lot of roles. All right. This is good. Good for me. I'm busy. I've made myself essential.
Yes, you have in my life.
Yes.
Yay.
Get rid of me now.
You're also my personal chef.
That's also true.
And bartender.
That is also true.
And co-pet parent.
Yes.
You have really immersed yourself into my life.
To be fair, you do all the things just on the other side. Yeah, to be fair. You do the other things on the other side.
I have equally immersed myself into your life.
Yeah. Although maybe it's worse because I wouldn't be here if it weren't for you.
Like in existence?
No, that's cryptic.
That would be weird.
No, I mean on the East Coast, I'd probably be back in California, still living in LA, doing something there.
I did also bring you across the country.
Yeah.
And then now down to the
Your
south.
fault that I experienced cold.
You enjoy it.
I do.
So we are your mental health powerhouse duo.
Ooh, did you really just call it?
No, I was ChatGPTing some marketing strategy stuff earlier, and they said to
powerhouse.
Yeah, they said
the fucking 80s. What is this?
Come on, Ace.
Come on, 80s.
Didn't you see Kendrick's bell bottoms? I mean, we're bringing it back.
The 90s?
Yeah, we're bringing.
It wasn't bell
everything.
It was definitely bootcut jeans, and I'm like,
no, they were way more flared.
They're pretty bootcut.
I know we have fashion creatives in our live right now, so please
somebody correct me whether it's a boot cut or a full on bell bottom, because I felt like it was a boot cut
during the Super Bowl performance.
Yeah.
Those were totally flared and tight at the top. Those were bell bottom jeans, not boot cut.
I feel like bell bottom.
But that's cute that you think that you're boot cuts.
I had some boot cuts that were pretty flary.
I believe that.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to be getting ready to record our DC radio show live here with you all. So that way we could get some chatter from you all. So please feel free to join us in the chats on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Yeah. And we'll incorporate the stuff you share with us into our DC radio show. We also have a special guest coming in tonight, Sean Garvey.
Yeah, Sean. I haven't met Sean. This is exciting. You always talk about Sean, but I haven't met Sean.
I first met Sean. Was it just that first interview about the Nickelodeon documentary?
Yeah.
Is that the first time? I feel like we've known each other forever, and that wasn't too long ago.
Maybe it was something on Love and Dating, maybe before that?
Oh, I was also on one of his previous shows as a subject matter expert around love and dating.
About therapy, right?
No, relationships.
Yeah, okay.
Like healthy
cool.
dating.
Yeah.
One of my true passions, as you can tell, if you're watching visually. I love celebrating most holidays.
Yeah.
You know, the fun ones.
No, all holidays.
I don't celebrate like President's Day because
but you would if it were worth celebrating.
Slave owners, I don't just celebrate them.
You should celebrate other presidents.
I should. I'll just celebrate Obama's Day.
Or just any other types of presidents.
Around the world. The Mexican president.
Yes. See,
okay, yeah, sure, I can make that. I can make that work. I can make President's Day work.
Sure.
But all about just getting fun and decorating and being cheesy for every holiday ever. And so in preparation for Valentine's Day, if you all celebrate, we're going to have Sean Garvey on. He has a couple of projects that he's launching on Valentine's Day.
Yep.
And all about love and dating.
Love and dating.
So we're going to get creative. We're going to get creative.
I'm excited.
So We are live on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. We stay in horizontal mode so that way our YouTube can look appropriate.
I like how that bothers you enough that you mention it more than once.
Well, because people are just joining, and so I want to explain that we're not portrait mode for you. And I apologize if you're on TikTok, you could just turn your phone sideways.
It's okay.
It's so tiny.
Radically accept it.
And then even this platform tells me, are you sure you want to go landscape when you have so many people portrait mode? Are you
just in your head about this?
It's a real deal.
Okay.
So we'll move on from that.
I like it. Right.
All right. So we got about 9 more minutes to go. If you have any questions about mental health or who we are or what we do or the subject matter, when we're talking about dating burnout, demystified, reviving fun and connection.
Yeah.
Anything about that subject matter, go ahead and put it in the chat. And
this is some of my favorite subject matter because I love relationship work. I do relationship work. So I'd love to hear any questions you have around dating or couple stuff. And it's awesome. So.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I know you talk about this stuff all day long.
I do talk about all that. Well, I mean, and then we talk about it all day long. I mean.
Together as a couple.
Yeah, we do. I think.
Oh.
We do talk about it.
About our relationship?
I mean, relationship stuff.
In together or about our clients?
No, about us. About ways a couple how to connect as a couple and do these things. And we talk about or just in general, what the world looks like when it comes to playing in the world and experiencing things as a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, to me, that's just talking about our lives.
Well, yeah, but I think.
But not sit down formal, we have to have a talk.
We have to have a talk.
We need to sit down and we need to talk about our relationship.
We need to talk about these things.
Oh God, I hate that. Some people need it. And for some people, we recommend it. You need to sit down and have a conversation.
Because I always tell couples, all of the skills you use as a couple are going to feel clunky and awkward and odd. It will not feel natural because if it felt natural, you'd be doing it already. Yeah. That's why you're in couples therapy. You're not doing it. So the cool thing about this is as soon as you start doing it, it starts looking less clunky and feeling more natural.
Yeah.
Right. So you have to get over that awkward bit where it feels forced to then it doesn't feel forced.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the phrase fake it till you make it because I'm not telling you to fake it. I'm telling you to honestly move forward with the intention of making that a habit.
Right.
But so we do the same thing, but I feel like we do it more naturally because it sounds like me and it sounds like you. And it doesn't sound like, please tell me how your feelings are and things.
Yeah.
Can you tell that?
That's what you like.
I don't even do that as a therapist, people. I can't talk like that as a therapist.
No, that's not on brand for us. No, but you threw me off when you said we talk about couple stuff all the time. I was like, we do? I don't even. That's how organic it is that I don't recognize that we're talking about relationship stuff.
Yeah.
And to me, I'm just talking about our lives and what we want to do and
that's
how we want to
spend time together and connect and what our love languages are
and what our future plans are.
Yeah. You talk about this all the time. You just don't think of it as couples work because it's not work.
No, I don't want to do work in my personal life. No.
It's just intentionality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you have any questions about that, we got you. Go ahead and throw them in the chat. So again, I'm Dr. Alexis Moreno. I'm the founder of Wit and Reason. We've had before we get started on our actual show, can we just say we've had a huge surge in our Instagram at Wit and Reason.
Welcome new folks.
Yes, welcome everyone. We are so happy to have you following our Instagram account at Wit and Reason. TikTok was always the main player for allowing us to increase our outreach and get more followers and connect people to mental health content that's very casual, entertaining, and relatable.
Yeah, I mean, accessible is because there's so many things that are just too over the top or trite. There's a lot of snake oil out there. Be careful. There's a lot of things that are not true.
It's on a spectrum. There's either a bunch of BS that's just gonna get you into trouble, or it's very serious professional. I'm licensed therapist. Yeah.
Stuffy. It's very stuffy.
Yeah. And
or it's too watered down.
Yeah. And so we like to try to find a goofy balance.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't mean to be goofy. It just happens.
Yeah.
So that's just a personal thing.
Most of my TikToks prior to trying to be more strategic, most of mine were this seems funny.
That's
I'm
facts.
going to create a video about this.
Such facts. Yes.
But especially now with current events, then I'm like, okay, this is important to talk about. Let me clarify this aspect or this topic. Like we could just cover DEI. Was that last week?
That was last week.
Yeah. So if you missed our live last week, the recorded version is on demand for you at our YouTube at Wit and Reason. And then it's also being edited for our DC radio show, and then will also be available wherever you get your podcasts as well. So we got you.
Yeah.
When you watch us live or you watch our live recordings, you get to see us totally unedited and unfiltered and unbleeped out. I think DC Radio is going to have to bleep out any profanity that slips out.
I'm sorry, DC Radio.
We clean it up a little bit more for the radio.
Apologies. I swear a lot.
But yeah, if you want to see like the real deal, joining us live is a good way to go. So we go live every Tuesday. That's 4:30 p.m. West Coast, 7:30 p.m. East Coast. We're on the East Coast, so we're trying not to go like too late.
Yeah.
For ourselves.
Yeah. Got to have that, enough time for ourselves. Got to be able to go live and do some talking and some things also.
And then after, like, go enjoy our night.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Don't you all?
And so Alex is new to joining me on the show. I've been producing and hosting Wit and Reason with Dr. Alexis for what, 6 years now?
5, 4, 5? I don't know. It's been a long time.
6 years now. And
it has been. Oh my God.
So it's been a while, and I would always bring on, so you could listen to those previous shows as well. They're still very relevant. I would bring on other either professional experts or even just experts in lived experiences around everything health, both medical, mental health, community, environmental.
Their episodes I actually refer to in therapy, actually, for people to like listen to, because there's some good stuff there. There's some good people talking about good, including yourself, talking about good stuff. I mean, I was on it. I don't refer to myself.
He co-hosted. I know that's the tricky thing. Like when I have clients, I'm like, oh shit, I actually like talked about this more in either one of my oral health app lessons or on DC Radio, but I don't want to be one of those like
here, listen to my stuff.
Yeah, one of those people that like self-promotes like with a private client in a private meeing, that feels like
there's
weird.
The one of values I really love.
Yeah.
On value-based, like in around work and things like that. And then there's another one with men, about talking about men, a couple different ones about men, which men's mental health.
And then one of our other therapists, Ruben Steele, like joined me on.
Men out there, we need mental health. If you have a man in your life that you love and needs mental health, there's some good resources there on that. So it's a good place to start. Bit of a podcast about pro mental health stuff. So go for it. It's amazing. But yeah, so
I appreciate that. Thanks for sharing it for me. So then I go looking for like other, and I fortunately I've built up my number, so I know other psychologists who put out good work. So then I try to reference them.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's brilliant people out there. They do brilliant things. It's hard to get through all of this stuff and the noise.
Yeah. And to get the right direction.
Yeah,
so I'm glad that we have this capability now. I mean, early 2000 me who wanted mental health to be more accessible and relatable to people could have never imagined how much access everyone has to mental health through social media, and how much more professionals are putting themselves and their expertise out there to share with everyone for free. I mean, like the accessibility of it all was literally just a dream in my head as a young college student. I was like, wow, psychology is really cool. More people should have access to this.
Yeah.
And then MySpace was created. No, MySpace already existed. And then Facebook was created. And then I was like, oh, we should use these platforms to like help connect people to mental health and health clinics. And
then it had its own mental
health. And I got a lot of pushback in the early 2000s.
Yes.
We were like, no, we can't do that.
Yep.
For whatever reasons.
Yep.
And here we are.
And professionals tend to get very nervous about that.
Yeah. So. Yeah. They're like liability. Well, welcome to DC Radio. You are listening to Wit and Reason with
Alex
and Dr. Alexis. And thank you for joining us.
Hey, welcome everybody.
Today we're going to be talking about.
Changed it.
I don't know if you can hear that.
Nope, nobody can.
But our cat feeder, our automatic cat feeder just went off, even though you changed the scheduling for it.
Entirely.
So I'm going to have to cut this part out of the show just in case the audio picked up a bunch of like cat food.
I think you're getting too generous, but yes. All right, go for it. You saw me change it. You watched me.
I did. It's probably haunted.
It is haunted.
That is the only logical explanation.
It's the only all right, so if something doesn't work, your technology is haunted. Just so you know, that's how that works.
All right.
Doing the intro again?
No, go ahead.
Cool. All right. Well, all right. So I'm excited about tonight, but I think one thing that I want to talk about, I've been really excited about the dating that we've been paying attention to regarding dating each other and like going out and spending quality time together. And so I was thinking about a lot of the intentionality in around dating, and the way in which we choose to like spend time together. And I think that's actually a really important love topic.
Yeah.
And how you feel. I mean, how do you feel about?
Well, you know, I expressed early on while we were dating that like continuing have a fun and playful relationship is really important to me. I think I even use the words like, I don't want to be a couch couple.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which sounds so judgy. No offense to anyone who just loves chilling on the couch. I love chilling on the couch, but I didn't want that to be the rest of my life.
But I think it's so important because like I've been really thinking about this, and like I think one thing that I tell couples all the time is like, don't do a date night. Don't do date night. Date night is like a death to like your relationship. Because like in dating, like it should be playful, it should be fun, it should be frequent, it should be low stakes. Yeah. Because when you only do a date night like once in a blue moon, once in a month, once even a week, and you just make it regular,
terrible.
It's unless you really make it playful as all hell, it just ends up being stale. And if it's so few, if there's so little options or so few times that you do this, all of that weight is on that moment, which like makes me super nervous because when all of the weight is on one given moment regarding your relationship, something will go wrong. You're not going to find parking. Somebody's going to bring you the wrong food.
This happens to us on our anniversary dates because
we're talking about that. Okay.
That's the only time that we really add pressure to ourselves, I think, is to have like a fun anniversary. Especially when we've had like a long, tough, rough year or something like that, which has been like the past few years, just in general, life stressors takes its toll. And so then there's like this pressure to have like this romantic, smooth,
all-encompassing,
lovely like milestone celebration. And it's cursed.
It's
every single time.
Our anniversary's haunted. I know. So
that would actually be kind of cool.
That would be,
But every single time we put that pressure on a date, it goes to shit.
But that's what I think of. So like we've been doing all these little things out together all of the time in the evenings. And we realize like weekdays are better than weekends because we get to go play.
Honestly, on weekends, I just want to lounge and not put on makeup or like go
so fair
out into the world.
And that's cool. And I get that for you. And like that's great for me. And
unless it's like a special event.
But like then I was thinking about like how if things go sideways, how it's so much more adaptable. And we're so good about it. Like the other night, right? So we're supposed to go to this jazz night, and I really wanted to go see live jazz.
And I was really tired. I was ready to just kind of like, no, I just rather just stay in.
And I really wanted to go see some live music and take you out. So we went out to this place that had food and live jazz.
And I love live jazz, so that's the only reason why I was like, okay, fine, I'll like.
And we
get ready and go do this thing for live jazz music.
We show up and it's live music. It just happens to be a honky tonk blues band
country
duo. It was so bizarre. I was so confused.
In a setting that was designed like futuristic 80s.
Yeah.
Like
90s industrial
space themed
cruise ship chic.
Yeah.
You called it a cruise ship.
It felt like I've only been on one cruise ship, so I don't really know what cruise ships look like.
It works. I would not.
It was like kind of cheesy, like trying to be fancy, but was it?
I mean, and I think there'd be a point where if that was our date night, we would have like looked at that and like
especially if I was really upset. I want to go out and we have this one night, so fine, I'll go out.
And instead we just laughed and we rolled with it. We ordered some dinner. We ordered a drink.
The dinner was actually really good.
The food was actually really amazing, but it was.
So then you could appreciate like what is working well, you know.
And now we have an amusing story about something as opposed to something that ruined a night.
It was not jazz.
Yeah, it was not jazz.
Yeah. And
that's what I think. I've been thinking about the intentionality around dating and how important I think that is.
I mean, we're in a longer term relationship now, but I even think about my single years, and dating would be exhausting, and for those of you out there who are single and who are dating, and it's like, sometimes it feels like dreadful. Like it's like a daunting task to like go out and meet somebody new, and like, who knows how it's going to go? Is this going to be a waste of my time? Is this person going to be like a weirdo? And so it's not easy. At any stage that you're in, dating can have its challenges. And so we're going to talk more about what we can do at every stage in your relationship to make sure that you're not burnt out or stuck in a rut, whether you're single or in a long-term relationship. How to just keep on like pursuing that value of fun and playful and ease. Because otherwise, like, what's the point?
What's the point? So I think, I think a lot about that. And when you're single or if you're in a relationship, those things are like integral to you kind of continuing the relationship. So,
for sure. Yeah. And so we have someone very special with us who's going to help us talk more about how to have fun in relationships. And one of our strong recommendations is going to be to keep your headspace in the game, if you will. We'll be like keeping your mind and the content that you're consuming on point with what your objectives are.
Yeah. So if you want to be a romantic person, if you want to live love and live romance and do those things, you got to digest some romantic content. You got to digest maybe some like love and poetry.
It doesn't have to be like rom-coms.
No.
You could find what works for you. Yeah. But what I'm suggesting, as I do with my clients, is like, I ask them what kind of content they're consuming, and a lot of it will be the serial killer, true crime shows, paranormal, 24/7. I'm like, that might explain why you're feeling like hyper vigilant while you're out there.
That's why your cortisol spikes at all times,
and like you're just annoyed with humanity. Let's try to like mix that up a bit. So let's bring in Sean Anthony Garvey to talk more about what he has to offer for giving you some more fun and playful, intimate content.
All right. That one.
Hey. I just want to make sure you all can hear me because you know how technology is.
Yes.
All right. We good. How you all doing? You all looking lovely.
Right.
Evening.
I mean, like I got the decor going on, got the mood lights. I mean, we're ready for some romance.
Yeah.
And some romantic content that you have for us, Sean.
I love it. I mean, this is the epitome of a date night. I love it.
Indoor date night.
Your
at-home date night.
Yeah, fair. I'll take it.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Alex and Dr. Alexis. I'm Sean Anthony Garvey, but people know me on the radio as Sean Garvey, the owner of Reach One Communications, and I am just here to put in my 2 cents on all things considered dating in today's society.
Yes.
Sean, it is very exciting to meet you. Alexis speaks very highly of it. I know you two met before talking about mental health and talking about love and dating before and other types of wonderful, scary / safety things around the Nickelodeon thing. But I mean, wonderful stuff. But like, it's really nice to meet you. I'm really excited about what you have going on right now because there's a couple of things that I think I have to recommend to clients all the time too because I'm like, you got to stay in it. But I want to hear. You have 2 new things coming out on Valentine's Day, right?
Yeah. In celebration of Valentine's Day, which is this Friday, we have the night we met on the train. I'm so excited. Or actually, we can talk about love and passion and poetry since you got that up. Or we can talk about the night we met on the train first. So the night we met on the train is a scripted podcast series that I developed and I created, and we have some new talent, if you will, some experienced actors and actresses that have voluntarily got themselves involved in this project. And really the synopsis is about 2 people that meet on a train and they have different views on how they look at dating and relationships in the modern world in today's society, and it's such a hot topic when you talk about dating and relationships, right? And so the two kind of get into a bit of a debate, if you will, on how they see things, and a lot of different things, a lot of series of events parallel themselves into bringing them back together on the train. So it's a great rom-com. It's been a while since we actually seen a rom-com series on television or on a media platform. So it's a lot of different actors, a lot of different characters involved, and they find something in common along their journey. And we shall see in season 1, we shall see if the two are going to be at odds with each other again, if they're going to continue to be at odds with each other. You know how the opposite sexes can be at times when they get into some very deep, heavy conversations, or if there is going to be something that will blossom out of the two. So we shall see.
No, that's wonderful. I mean, I have so many questions for you, but I mean, the first thing I think of is like when you're having vulnerable, deep conversations with somebody, like right off the bat, you're kind of really doing something deep and at this other level and being honest and stripping away some of the other stuff. So like having those conversations can be really healthy and helpful in a relationship.
It's like, it's really bizarre to me when I interact with couples who like haven't talked about like anything for years. And they don't know much about each other's like political views or like values or what they want out of their life. I was using lifestyle.
I use the term like philosophy, right? Like, what's your philosophy of love? What's your philosophy of this or that? And like, they don't go deep. So I
was like, what are you talking about?
I think you're setting the stage for something really exciting. So wait, so what's your kind of, was there any in particular inspiration for this new show?
Yeah, you know what? I mean, it all stems back to 2020, right? So me and my girlfriend at the time, who is my ex now, we went to go see the movie The Photograph, which is so funny because that movie came out on Valentine's Day. I think it came out around Valentine's Day weekend, around that period. And this was weeks before COVID happened, right? And so ironically, we were together all the way up until July of 2020, right in the midst of the pandemic. And, of course, in 2020, a lot of stuff has happened, especially with a lot of breakups, a lot of divorces and things of that nature. And I was so caught up in all of that to where it made me spiral into a state of depression, if you will. And I was very vulnerable in talking about that on many of platforms that I've been on. And so that's where part of the inspiration came from, is me having to be out there in the dating world and then being in a serious relationship with somebody that I wanted to marry, and then she broke things off with me, and then getting back into the dating world, and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is like a movie here. Of having to get back into the dating world and having to relearn people and start from the beginning, and hearing so many stories and going through all these different journeys and adventures with people and stuff is very interesting.
Yeah, and here's the thing, it's super relatable. You are not alone, Sean, in that experience. You had a similar experience, actually. If we could put that out there.
With an ex?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was engaged before we met.
Alex was previously engaged before we met. And so he had a broken engagement and then trying to navigate grieving that
while also being excited about meeting new people. And that's like really hard. And I mean, like I didn't see that coming because that was ridiculous. I was like, oh wait, hold on. This person actually gets me. There's none of the problems that I had before.
Me?
Yeah, that's you.
Okay.
And I mean, I think one of the things you brought, like COVID, for example, like the pandemic and how that affected dating, how that affected relationships, that was huge too. I'm still working with a lot of couples through some of those issues because there's actually like a development of relationships, right? So like you have your initiation phase, and then after that, it's supposed to be like a differentiation, right? So you go and do your own things as individuals while also being a couple.
Mm-hmm.
And COVID took that away from us. COVID took that away. So like you couldn't be like, you were stuck to each other all of the time. That's why everyone's got really anxious dogs, because they had a COVID dog.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's how people attached like in this weird way, and we're still undoing some of the damage from that.
So you are not alone. And it seems like this project, would you say that it was like a creative therapeutic process for you to kind of create this?
Absolutely. It was very therapeutic, and I mean, I've always been known as the person to be somewhat like a radio therapist, which, by the way, I've done a mental health show on terrestrial radio, and I'm so used to speaking to different type of people and just helping them navigate through whatever situation or issue that they're going through. But sometimes I have to put myself in the listener's seat, Alex and Dr. Alexis, because, a lot of times people come to us as radio broadcasters for advice, for information, and even for entertainment at times. But people don't know what you're dealing with behind the scenes as a radio broadcaster. And there were times where I didn't want to show it. I did not want to show it because I was so immersed in my own self-pity or in my own darkness that I was just so ashamed to show it and to let people know over the airwaves until I was very comfortable enough to share it to the world. And this show right here, this podcast series, The Night We Met on the Train, I think is really going to resonate with a lot of people, because it goes to show you how people are post-pandemic, post-COVID, even though it happened 4 or 5 years ago, and how everything has changed for people that are still single or in situationships. They call it situationships, or in relationships, and trying to navigate and just trying to figure out if a relationship works for me or for you, or being single just works best, or being in any type of relationship. And when you hear the season 1, when you listen to season 1 from episode 1 to episode 10, you would get to hear different characters that are in different relationships. We have one young lady, Chloe Snyder. She is currently in an open relationship with a guy and with a woman, and she's trying to figure out if this is going to work best for her. And then we have we have another character an actress, a professional actress, who plays a character on the series who is in the middle of a divorce. She's thinking about getting a divorce. So you have different characters that are going through different scenarios, different situations in this podcast series. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's awesome. I like that you have that variety as well, so people can relate at some kind of level to at least maybe one of the characters and what they're going through.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
That's awesome.
And then you have all right, one more thing coming up, which I'm actually really excited about as well, because I love listening to podcasts constantly. So like, this sounded amazing. Love, Passion, and Poetry. Can you tell me a little bit about it? Yeah.
So fun fact, before I really became very serious in radio broadcasting, I still am a part of the spoken word community. Poetry was my first love, and this is my way of giving back to the spoken word community. So Love, Passion, and Poetry, which drops on the same day as The Night We Met on the Train, Valentine's Day, is something for the lovers out there, for the couples or for the people that are single. And we invite spoken word artists, new spoken word artists, even seasoned spoken word artists to come in and treat it as an open mic podcast. So you all know the open mic poetry showcases that they have across the country. I mean, Atlanta, where I'm from, is very known for that. And we have spoken word artists.
Yeah. Went to some in DC too.
Yeah. Right? And we even did the Moth in DC.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We just have spoken word artists come on and recite poetry that is romantic, that can be very raunchy and erotic at times, but just something for the lovers out there.
FYI. You give your listeners a warning before they start playing it during their morning commute with the kids in the car.
Oh yeah. This is for mature audiences only, but it'll be up on Spotify. Yeah, it'll be up on Spotify and iHeart. So please, parents, please cover your kids' ears before they listen to Love, Passion, and Poetry, hosted by Sean Garvey.
Oh, I'm so excited to hear.
Yeah.
hear that type of content, especially the poetry. I mean, I feel like that's
creativity,
almost like a lost art these days.
I think poetry is amazing, but on top of that, like creativity in general, I think the idea is that like when you're creative about something like love is like a interesting process, right? It's a feeling, it's a motive, it's engaging, and like poetry is apt for it. That's why people have been writing poetry about love since forever.
Beginning of language.
Yeah, I mean,
or communication.
You could try and write a story about it. You could try and write facts about it, but poetry kind of hits it where it's at.
Yeah, it's like
right.
So I put up a question to all of our listeners here. Tell us what you enjoy about dating. Whether you're single or you've been in a long-term relationship or you're just going through a breakup and you're like not even you're just going through the grieving process, not even interested in dating because you're like still in shock. What in general, what do you enjoy about like going out on dates? And I'm really curious, Sean, about your characters and what we get to learn about them and what they enjoy about dating, if anything at all. You know,
I get a lot of like, well, I mean, we got people who say like, it's brutal, things like that, like all the time. Yeah. So
yeah. What about you? Do you remember? Or
What-
even now?
Right,
it doesn't have to be, do you remember what you enjoy about dating? What do you enjoy about dating me still?
I mean, I think the nice thing about like,
pressure.
No, this is easy. I think the thing is like, we get to continue to know each other, engage, play, and have fun. And I think one of the things about dating, it should be light. It should be playful. I use this with the word with couples all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So like, for example, when we have a disastrous, I mean, it was a great date, but it was a disastrous event. So we showed up this thing. It wasn't what we thought it was going to be. They were playing music that we didn't. Exactly.
It's all part of the adventure.
But it gets to be the story of a relationship as opposed to something else.
Yeah.
So I love creating more stories with you. I love making more stories.
Creating memories.
Yeah.
How about you, Sean? Are you currently dating at this point?
I am actually dating. I am actually dating virtually because this person happens to be in another state, you know, but I to answer your question, what I enjoy most is the build up into the actual date. And the reason why I say that is because you're anticipating on what this person's energy is going to be. And I am the type of person that loves to match my energy with theirs and vice versa. And just the curiosity to know what this person's story is or what questions they're going to ask me and how the date is going to turn out to be. I mean, look, I've had plenty of worse dates and I've had plenty of great dates. And what I've learned over the years is to not oversimplify or not overthink things going into the dating. Just let everything be natural and let nature take its course. So, but the enjoyment part to me is the build up going into it.
That's fun. And you know what? Either way, whether it's the terrible dates that we've been on or the super fun ones, they all give us a story, right? They
do.
all give us something to share with our friends and to engage in and to laugh about or to reminisce about.
What I always think about is like, what makes something second date worthy? Like if you're on a first date, what was the moment you realized you wanted to be on the second date?
Good question.
Oh, wow. That's a great question. It's the energy, right? The energy that I get back and just how the conversation goes. And when you know that it's that person you want to get to know a little bit more, and you have some more questions, you know when to ask or when that second date will be. You just know when you know. You know what I mean? You just get that sense.
You also know when you're like, no.
Yeah, that's you. No, but Sean, I love your answer because it's like I want to ask more questions. I want to get to know you more. I want to go deeper. And like that's a great
the intrigue and curiosity
that's my favorite answer. That's great. I love that answer.
That's a fun one. And then when the conversation's like easy and organic, and it's not like you're pulling teeth or asking questions and getting one word answers or someone who's distracted or too nervous or whatever it may be.
Awkward.
Yeah, not too awkward. Well, I'm really excited to learn more about the characters on your show and
Can you tell everybody how are they watching and hearing all of this stuff? Yeah, I want to be able to plug this for you.
Absolutely. So we have a new streaming channel called Honey. Is available on Roku. All you have to do is go to Roku. If you have a Roku TV device, I'm so excited. But if you have a Roku TV device, you just download the Honey channel to your streaming device, to your Roku TV, and you can watch it there. Or we have Amazon Fire TV, which is available under our Reach One Network app, and you can find it there. And all of our information is on reach1communications.com. That's Reach One Communications, all spelled out. Letters, no numbers, reach1communications.com for more information. And Love, Passion, and Poetry will be on Spotify and iHeart podcast the same day under Reach One Network. So everything is under Reach One Network on Spotify and iHeart podcast. And I have a major announcement.
Ooh.
Alex and Dr. Alexis.
Hear it first.
Yeah.
We got a major announcement.
Breaking news.
It's in celebration for Valentine's Day. We have 2 live shows for Soul Dates Live. Tomorrow night and Friday night.
Yes.
We have 2. Yes.
You got to tell me what Soul Dates Live. I love Soul Dates Live. So tell me what Soul Dates Live is.
Tell the people.
Soul Dates Live is a dating game show that I host, and it's a great, fun dating game show done virtually. We bring in a bachelor or bachelorette, and we place them in the studio with 3 contestants. They go through 3 rounds, and whoever the bachelor or bachelorette has the most chemistry with will pick one out of the 3 contestants to go on a date with. We have 2 ladies. One of them will be coming on this Wednesday night, and then another one will be coming on Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Honey, the streaming app on Roku. You don't want to miss it. We have Wednesday night and we have Valentine's night. So you're getting Love, Passion, and Poetry. You're getting The Night We Met on the Train. You're getting Soul Dates Live. We're going to be live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so if you haven't got Soul Dates Live yet, catch it. It's great. It's
that's
great
a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Just quite the matchmaker you are, Sean.
Hey, listen. We got 6 followers. We got 6 people that match, and I'm looking forward to bringing them back on the show. So, I am a matchmaker. I might have to turn this into a profession, into a paid profession now.
Right?
Awesome. I love that. I'm gonna start sending people your way.
I know.
Yes, we need more daters. We need more daters this Wednesday and Friday. So please, people, we need more daters for these 2 young women. They're very beautiful. They're ready to get into a relationship. They're ready to do this thing.
Perfect. Okay, we're gonna include your information on our YouTube channel connected with this show, so that way people can find you really easily.
Yeah.
Through YouTube as well.
Thank you so much, Sean, for joining us. I'm really excited for both those shows, so we'll be following with that
and
too.
And for Soul Dates Live.
And for Soul Dates Live too. So thank you so much. Really appreciate you.
Thank you, Sean.
Thank you so much for your time at Sean Garvey ATL on Instagram. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thanks.
He's so much fun, huh?
He's awesome. I'm so cool. I got to be Sean.
Right?
You always say such great things about him. So
I know.
that's awesome. And Soul Dates Live is a really good show.
I know.
Yeah.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
And I'm really excited I am really excited to listen to some poetry.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't follow any kind of poetry like on podcasts or anything. Podcasts I always associate with like talk shows.
Yeah.
But that's a nice creative way to kind of put that out into the world and to have that on your rotation of things that you're consuming. So you're just
it engages your brain differently. It's good. It's really good for you.
Especially the steamy stuff.
Yeah.
The explicit adult content stuff.
Honey, you listen to all the steamy content you want. Good for you.
I will start with love, passion, and poetry. And so if you have something steamy to share it on Love, Passion, Poetry so I could hear it.
Fair enough. All right.
So in addition to joining into Sean's content, to get your mind in the right passionate place and fun dating place, some other suggestions that we have for you are the Aura Live app.
No, I'm going to say this because
Okay.
you need to go to Aura. It's an app. It's like Calm, but I like it more. It's more thorough.
Like diverse. Like it has like a fun things.
All right. Then you're going to go to Dr. Alexis and you're going to find Alexis on Aura. And you're going to look at everything she does on dating because it's gold.
Yeah.
Okay. So I can't always refer people to my wife for dating things because that's weird as your therapist refers to your wife. Like you can't always do that. So
I'll only do it if it's very specific. I was like,
yes.
I did a show on this exact topic or I did an app on this.
But weirder so to refer to your wife during therapy. Like it's just, yeah. So anyway, like that. Yeah. Go do it. It's amazing. Listen to it. They're wonderful. Listen to all of her stuff. All of her stuff is wonderful. Aura Health Apps, and you can even catch her on Aura Lives talking about dating.
It's do amazing. Aura Live every Thursday afternoon East Coast time. So you could even chat with me live there as well.
Catch her on Aura. It's really wonderful. Take a look. You'll get a free guest pass down below. It gives you like 30 days access, I believe, for free.
Yeah.
But you'll want to keep it anyway.
Hyperlinked in the link in our bios.
You'll want to keep it anyway. It's really solid for all sorts of things, but I love her love stuff.
So in addition to like educational lessons around like healthy dating and mentally getting ready for dating and trying to make dating decisions, Aura also has like meditations and both awake and sleep meditations.
For waking up meditations and to get to sleep meditations.
Yes. And I even cover dating subject matter in meditation form as well, or even just to like let go and have like a sleepful rest or meditation to listen to like boost up your confidence before a date, you know, all that kind of fun stuff. I got you.
Yeah.
I listen and provide. So that's another way that you can continue on your dating path.
Journey.
There we
go.
Let's
use journey.
Yeah. Your dating journey. Well, thank you guys so much. Thank you all for joining us again. We are live every Tuesday evening, 4:30 p.m. West Coast, 7:30 p.m. East Coast. And next week.
Friends stuff.
When you said friends, I thought you were going to talk about like the show.
I'll be there for you. No, not that. Yeah.
No, we're going to talk about like making or maintaining friendship as adults.
Yeah. Building
another form of love.
Yeah.
And relationships.
So next week, let's talk about some friendships. Let's talk about building, what it looks like to build friends as an adult. I think it's a really cool subject.
We get that question a lot. I mean, obviously, it's been a lot in the news, like the loneliness epidemic amongst adults.
And
it's pretty rough.
And even being too busy to even be able to be available to having friendships.
Yeah.
So we see you. We want to talk about it.
We've gone through it. We've gone through it ourselves. I mean, we moved across the country and still managed to maintain connections with our friends back at home while also trying to figure out how to make new friends where we're living. And so been through it all. So we got you.
Yeah.
So join us again next week, Tuesday, 4:30 p.m. West Coast, 7:30 p.m. East Coast. And then you could also find our archived shows, our recorded shows on YouTube or wherever you get your podcast.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks. Have a good night.
Night.
Have fun.
Have fun.
Have fun dating.